Hi, this is my audience. I'm Jay Sean Triplet, and this is my persuasive speech on the benefits of video games. This is my infographic. So, what we're going to be talking about today is video games being beneficial to video games being beneficial in and out of our daily lives. One moment you're riding a bike along the cliffs along the Italian coast, wind in your face, legs pumping in rhythm with a virtual terrain. The next moment, you're in a deep sci-fi galaxy, making impossible moral choices in a story-driven adventure. Minutes later, you're in the heart of an intense first-person shooter game, coordinating in the global team, communicating in real time, and reacting faster than you've ever thought possible. In this world of video games, not just pixels and buttons, but full experiences that engage your mind, your body, and your emotions. And what if I told you that in these moments, you're not just playing a video game, you're progressing, you're exercising, you're learning, you're strategizing, and you're connecting. For years, video games have been seen as nothing more than a distraction and a bad habit, but today, I'm challenging that narrative. I'm here to show you that video games, when used intentionally, can actually benefit your life in powerful ways. In this speech, I'll explore how video games can improve mental health, enhance cognitive abilities, and strengthen social relationships, and things of that sort. All right. Put that in the wrong spot. So my reasonings for video games being a beneficial part of your life is the reason for this speech is to have a more complete knowledge and understanding of video games and how they can, when you weigh the pros by indulging in these various types of video games, can exponentially benefit our lives and how they aren't as bad as they might seem. As someone who's been also a dedicated gamer for most of my life, with years of first-hand experience across a wide range of games and platforms, I've seen not only how video games can entertain, but also how they can sharpen critical thinking skills, build community with people all across the world, and even support emotional well-being. My perspective is shaped by real long-term engagement with gaming and not just research outside of an opinion. And into my central point, video games shouldn't be looked at in a negative connotation, but much more of a positive and healthy way, because video games can also help just the mental aspect of our lives and can grow and teach us to socialize with different people all across the world. And also video games are a lot of fun. So going to my first point, mental health being a benefit to our life. It also can enhance our cognitive function and flexibility and enhance our memory. So in my first point, video games benefits for cognitive functions have been already widely demonstrated with a main effect on executive functions. Many studies have shown that video gamers outperform non-gamers in terms of attention, working memory, and mental flexibility performances. For example, one study considered visual working memory skills and found that participants who play video games more than 5 hours per week outperform participants who play video games for less than 5 hours a week in connection to these skills. And then to our attention span, a board meeting seemed to enhance fluid intelligence, verbal working memory, and social performance, whereas video games improve attention, visual, spatial, working memory, and mental flexibility performances. And into my second point on communication, I have a graph here, which is on the belief that video games promote teamwork and communication. We have this graph here. But into my second point, that this also builds true relationships and communication skills. not only that communication is a major skill that we all have to like build upon and learn as a human being, but communication, according to ESA, more than 80% of parents believe that video games have the potential to provide educational benefits and aid child development in problem solving, communication, and teamwork. And also, I have firsthand experience in this department, being a guy that gamed on Xbox and on PC. I've met people all across the globe, and from Texas to North Carolina to Maryland, and still keep in touch with those people here and there. But this is like a starter kit to just the entry level of the world of being an adult, to create those connections. And into my third point, video games are super fun. They're mega fun. Like, there's an endless amount of games that you can dive into, whether it's exercising or FPS games, which is first person shooter like Call of Duty or like Gears of War, things of that sort, or even like fun sport games. Like, there's just a plethora of games that you can dive into and have fun and experience and a great time. So these things can also produce creativity and inspire us as creators. Specifically speaking for myself, that's where I like to say that is the genesis of like my career. I feel like I'm called to, like being a digital content creator or just a streamer or any of those that has to deal with like being who I am, a gamer. It definitely inspired me to be someone who went to school for someone who wanted to go to school for like creating his own game, but it can be a very large learning space for people. So to reinstate my central idea, video games shouldn't be looked at in a negative connotation, but more of a much positive and healthy way, because it improves mental health, builds and grows relationships all across the world, and teaches life skills. So before you judge a gamer, ask yourself, how many levels have you grown today?